Welcome back my YouTube channel Worth Old Coin Value. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most interesting and valuable in this coin. South African 1988 5-cent coin was issued as part of South Africa's coin series in the late 1980s. But what makes this particular coin stand out so much? Well, it's not just because of the date. It's a combination of factors like its design, historical significance, and, of course, its rarity. On the obverse side of the coin, we see a portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, who was a key figure in South Africa's colonial history, credited with establishing the first European settlement at the Cape of Good Hope in 1652. This portrait has been a common feature on South African coins for decades. It's a nod to South Africa's deep-rooted history, which collectors appreciate. On the reverse side, we see the iconic Protea flower, the national flower of South Africa, and the denomination 5C for 5 cents. The design represents the country's natural beauty and its rich flora, which also adds to the appeal of this coin for collectors. Now, let's take a step back and look at the history behind the 5-cent coin itself. The South African 5-cent coin was first introduced in 1961, replacing the earlier smaller denominations of the pre-1961 South African currency system. In 1988, the country was going through significant political and social changes, which adds another layer of historical significance to this particular coin. In the late 1980s, South Africa was at a crossroads in its history. With the apartheid system still in place, though change was on the horizon. So, when the South African Reserve Bank minted the 1988 5-cent coin, it was not just a piece of currency, it was part of the fabric of a nation in transition. Now, let's talk about the minting of the 1988 5-cent coin. While this coin wasn't initially considered rare or special when it was first produced, its rarity and value have increased over time. The South African Mint produced a significant number of coins in 1988, but there were some interesting variations that began to catch the eyes of collectors. Interestingly, most of the 1988 5-cent coins were minted with a standard finish, but there were a few limited-run coins with specific errors or variations that significantly raised their value. These errors could range from slight misprints on the coin's edge to slight variations in the design elements. And of course, a coin with such a unique history becomes a highly sought-after collectible. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. While a typical 1988 5-cent coin is worth just a few cents today, there are certain rare examples of this coin that have sold for incredible prices. One of these coins, with a specific error or rare minting, fetched a whopping $53,230 at auction. How did it get this high? Well, the combination of rarity, historical significance, and demand among collectors drove the price up. When you add a unique feature, like a minting error or a coin that was kept in pristine condition over the years, the value can skyrocket, especially when only a few are known to exist. So, how do you spot a valuable 1988 5-cent coin? The key is to look for imperfections or unique features that make it stand out. Let me walk you through a few things to check for. First, check the edges of the coin for any errors in the minting process. Misalignments, incorrect inscriptions, or unintentional designs can sometimes occur. Next, inspect the coin for any signs of unusual wear. Coins in mint or near mint condition will command a premium. Now that you know how valuable a coin like this can be, what if you're just starting out in the world of coin collecting? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Here are a few tips to help you build your collection and potentially discover coins like this one. And that wraps up today's video on the incredible South African 1988 5-cent coin, worth up to $53,230. Who would have thought that such a small coin could carry such a big value? This coin 1988, South African 1-center coin ***, and its unbelievable market value of a jaw-dropping $78, $125. Yes, you heard that right. This little coin, which was once worth just 1 cent, has now become one of the most valuable pieces in the numismatic world. So grab your magnifying glass and let's explore the history and rarity behind this stunning coin. To understand why the 1988 South African 1-cent coin is so valuable today, we need to step back in time. Let's go over its origins and the historical significance of South Africa's coinage during the 1980s. In the 1980s, South Africa was in the midst of major political and economic changes. The country was under the system of apartheid, which was a deeply controversial regime. This political backdrop plays an important role in the history of South African coins during this era. However, when it comes to the 1-cent coin, it's its design and production that contribute to its rarity and value. First issued in 1961. The South African 1-cent coin was part of the country's decimal currency system that replaced the pound and shilling system. Coins were initially produced by the South African Mint, which was established in the 1940s. Now, fast forward to 1988. This year marked the final year the 1-cent coin was minted before it was phased out. The 1988 1-cent coin is part of a set of final year coins, which are often highly sought after by collectors. Let's talk about the design of this coin. The 1988 South African 1-cent coin measures just 16 millimeters in diameter and is made of bronze, a durable metal that gives it a distinct, warm, reddish-brown color. The obverse, or front of the coin, features the portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, a key historical figure in South Africa's history. He was a Dutch colonial administrator and the founder of Cape Colony. On the reverse side, we have the iconic springbok, the national symbol of South Africa. The springbok is a graceful and quick antelope, and it represents the country's natural beauty and wildlife. Notice the fine details on the springbok design. The texture, the crisp lines, it's these characteristics that make this coin not only visually appealing but historically important. Now, let's get into the most exciting part. Why is the 1988 South African 1-cent coin worth $78, $125 today? The answer lies in its rarity and its condition. In 1988, South Africa minted a relatively small number of 1-cent coins compared to other denominations. However, a portion of these coins never made it into circulation due to errors in production and a shift in the national currency policy. Most notably, some of the 1988 1-cent coins were misstruck, creating extremely rare variations that have sparked bidding wars among collectors. The most valuable among these are the proof coins, which are coins made for collectors and not meant for circulation. These proof coins are flawless, with a high-quality finish that makes them stand out. In recent auctions, a graded 1988 South African 1-cent coin with an impeccable quality and rarity has sold for over $78,000. The combination of historical significance, rarity, and condition has made this coin a true treasure in the eyes of collectors. Let's talk about how this coin fits into the broader world of coin collecting and investment. The 1988 South African 1-cent coin isn't just a piece of history, it's also an excellent example of how rare coins can be valuable investments. Numismatics, the study or collection of coins, has always been a popular hobby, but it has also become a serious investment opportunity. Rare coins like this one can appreciate over time, and collectors often hold onto these pieces for years, if not decades, watching their value grow. For many collectors, it's about more than just the money. It's about the joy of owning a rare and beautiful piece of history. But for investors, the 1988 1-cent coin is definitely one to keep an eye on if you're looking to expand your portfolio. So, what do you think? Is the 1988 South African 1-cent coin the crown jewel of your collection? Or perhaps it's still on your bucket list? Either way, it's clear that this small piece of currency has a big story to tell, and it could be worth more than you ever imagined. Remember, whether you're a passionate collector or a casual numismatist, understanding the history in this coin 1989 South Africa Rand coin, a piece of history that's been hidden in plain sight for decades. Now, if you're a collector or just someone fascinated by rare finds, stick around, because we're going to unpack everything about this coin, the history behind it, why it's so valuable, and how you can identify it. But before we start, if you love discovering hidden gems like this one, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our exciting coin discoveries. Alright, let's get started. Let's start with some background. The 1989 South African Rand coin is an absolute legend in the world of numismatics. It features a stunning design with a lion and the iconic Kruger Rand on one side, along with the South African coat of arms on the reverse. This coin was minted during a time of political change in South Africa, and that historical context only adds to its allure. Initially, the rand was intended to be a standard piece of currency, but over time, certain editions, like the 1989 version, gained incredible value due to their rarity, minting errors, and the political significance of the time. Before we talk about how valuable this coin is today, let's take a step back and understand the context in which it was minted. The 1980s were a turbulent time in South Africa, with political and social unrest, and the country was transitioning out of the era of apartheid. In 1989, the country was still under heavy sanctions from the international community, and the political climate was uncertain. The coin itself became not just a medium of exchange, but also a symbol of the country's economic struggles and triumphs. This era marked a turning point, with Nelson Mandela's release just around the corner in 1990, signaling the end of apartheid. The design of the 1989 rand coin also tells a story, featuring a beautifully rendered image of a lion, a powerful symbol of South Africa's national identity. But it's not just the design that makes it valuable. It's also the rarity and the peculiarities of the minting process. So, what makes the 1989 South Africa rand coin worth a staggering $14,741? Well, let's break it down. First, let's talk about rarity. While the rand coins were minted in large numbers in 1989, only a very small number of these particular coins made it into circulation in near-mint condition. Coins like this one were kept in private collections or rarely used, which preserved their pristine condition. Now, imagine finding a coin that is nearly 40 years old, in perfect condition, and practically untouched by time. That's what sets this coin apart. A coin in such a condition is highly sought after by collectors around the world. But wait, there's more. Some 1989 South Africa rand coins have been known to have slight minting errors, whether it's a small misprint, a defect in the shape, or a design flaw. These errors can drive the value up exponentially. If you're lucky enough to find one with an error, your coin could be worth much more than the standard $14,741. So, how can you spot a 1989 South Africa rand coin in your own collection or at an antique shop? Here are the key features to look out for. First, the weight. This coin weighs approximately 33.93 grams, which is slightly heavier than some other rand coins minted during the same era. The diameter is 32.69 millimeters, so it's not exactly a small coin. Next, the design. The obverse features a bold lion in profile, which has become an iconic symbol of South Africa. The reverse features the South African coat of arms, as well as the year 1989. Pay close attention to the mint mark on the coin, which may appear beneath the lion. Look for special features like an imperfect strike or other slight variations that could indicate a rarer version of the coin. If you find one of these, you may have just stumbled upon a hidden treasure. Okay, so now that we know how valuable the 1989 South Africa rand coin can be, you might be wondering, how do I sell or trade it? First, you'll want to make sure the coin is in good condition. If it's in pristine condition or has a unique error, consider getting it professionally graded by a reputable service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. A certified coin can fetch a higher price in the market. Next, consider selling it through online auctions like eBay or through specialized numismatic dealers who focus on rare coins. You can also visit coin shows, where collectors and dealers alike gather to trade rare pieces. To wrap it up, the 1989 South Africa rand coin is more than just currency. It's a piece of history, a collector's dream, and a symbol of South Africa's incredible journey toward change. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone just starting out, knowing the value of coins like this can help you on your own numismatic adventure. Now, before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Do you have any rare coins in your collection? What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Drop your answers in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1989 South Africa 2 rand coin, history on first, thank you for watching today's video, and interesting. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Worth old coin value.